Hey guys, welcome back to another video with No Name Trapper. Today's video is just showing you how I put my pogos together. Pogos, earth anchors, I kind of run about the same system. So anyways, let's get started. Alright guys, so bear with me, my shop's a bit of a mess right now, just got a lot going on. So anyways, let's get started. We got our cable here, I just lay it down here for now. I got a bunch of pogos ready. Ready to be made. So I cut the wires, or the cable cut the cable, and I measure out, I've got 100 different marks on here on the table, but this one right here is the one that I'm running off of, and that's a 20-inch cable. So I figure you're going to take at least a couple inches when you actually run it through the J-hook. Okay, so I want them to be about 18 inches long. Okay, so we cut them at 20. You can cut them longer, but I cut 50 cables at a time. I do them in sets of 5. I'll cut one, I'll pull the cable out, cut one, and then I just hold it and I keep doing that over and over, and I'll cut 5 in a row. And then I'll drop them down, right? And the reason I do 5 and then start a new set is because if you've ever seen like where somebody in school, when you start telling somebody something in a circle, and by the time it makes it around, it's not even close to what started to be told. Well, the same principle kind of goes with cables, in my opinion. Even though you pull them out and you try to cut them the exact same length every time, it starts to vary, especially after you get about 5 to 10 in. And so just for my OCD sake and having them about the same length, I'll do 5 and then I'll just drop those 5. Then I'll pull one out to the line, that line, and I'll cut it, and then I'll do 4 more off that and then drop 5. And that way I can keep track of them. So we got 50 cables here cut, and now we're going to start making them. Alright guys, so you've got your standard pogo with a J-hook running through it. I run the 2-inch ones. I used to run the smaller ones, and I had some pump outs, so I switched. I'm 2-inch every time. So you got your aluminum double ferrule here, right? Okay, so, and your piece of cable here. It's a pretty easy concept, but if you've never done it before, it can be a little complicated. So the first thing I do is you run it through the double ferrule, one of these holes. Then you're going to run it through your J-hook. Okay, and then you're going to run it back through the other hole. Okay, and then, sorry, got shaky hands here. And then after you pull that, after you get that through, you can pull it down, because you don't need a lot of slack in there. So now here's where we're at. Okay, can you guys see that okay? Hopefully. So there's where we're at now. Alright, and then you crimp this down, is all you do. Okay, so that's how you do the first end. And you do that with, that's how you do all anchors, I believe. At least Wolf, Fang, and Pogos. I haven't dinked with the other ones, but use an aluminum double ferrule, run it through once, then run it through your anchor, and then run it back through, and then you crimp that right there. Okay, so we'll keep showing you the process here. Alright guys, so here it is. We got it crimped. I do it 3 times, sometimes I do it 2, but honestly, every once in a while I get lazy and I do 2, and then I have problems with them pulling it out. But anyways, there it is. It's all crimped all together. So this is the end that actually goes in the ground, and then this is the end that you attach to. Okay, so then the end that you attach to, you run through the aluminum double ferrule, and then you just run it back through. Okay, and then you're gonna crimp this too. Okay, now the size you want to make your loop, I used to make them bigger, and I used to run a way different system where I would run the trap through, and I've switched from that because quick links are so cheap. So what I do now is I just, it saves me a lot of cable, and so now I'll run a loop about like that, just enough to get a quick link on, and then we'll crimp this, and then all my traps already have a quick link attached to them. Okay, so then you just hook your trap to it and you're good to go. You can unhook that and hook onto another earth anchor. I mean, these are made to be disposables. I say earth anchors, but you know, you got Wolfang and Pogo, and those are the two I keep. So anyways, I'll show you the next part. Alright guys, so now we got this end done. Okay, one end done, two ends done, and then this just for an example. I use all different. I keep 3 types of quick links, just because if there's ever a shortage, you know, if you've watched my videos, I've got rules of 2, rule of 3. Basically, I keep multiple options in case, like, let's say for instance, you run Wolfangs, earth anchors, right? And there's a shortage of steel, or they have a manufacturing problem, like during COVID, with Wolfang earth anchors. Then you can switch to another system real easy. So anyways guys, this is pretty easy. This is how I do them. That's a good amount of length. And I run multiple systems, or I keep the option. I have drivers for the Wolfang earth anchors, and for the Pogos. I have 2 of each driver, and a third of each in the shop. I have 1 in each truck. So I know it gets expensive and repetitive to buy multiple equipment, but after you get the system in place, it's very nice. If there's a shortage or you're ever having a hard time getting something, you don't have issues. You've got backups. So, you know, you just put your quick link on your trap and you're hooked up, ready to go. The reason I switched back to smaller loop is because with the bigger loop, sometimes it was taking that anchor, stake anchor end, it was taking it out of place so it wouldn't swivel as well. So that's why I switched back to smaller loop, and now I run this system with different quick links. So anyways, have the quick link on the trap, make your anchor, hook and unhook. It's a pretty simple system. That way if you can pull it out and reuse it, great. If you can't, unhook and keep moving. I appreciate you guys, and I hope this helped some of you guys out. I've been getting some questions about these.
Got an outdoor edge, get your credit.